We're back sa Dakdakan Podcast. Dakdakan na with Mora and EU. Guys, kumusta naman kayo? Welcome back sa ating lahat. Magbabalik kami. Ito ngayon si Mora at kasama ko pa rin the one and only EU. EU, kamusta? Ba't tayo nawala, pare?
Pare, ngayon lang tayo nakaipon ng pambayad sa nag-host sa ating stream to. Nabot tayo sa taon, pero yun, nakalikom din ang fun.
Guys, kaya mag-subscribe kayo para patuloy lang kaming makapag-subscribe din dun sa app na ginagamit namin, sa site na ginagamit namin. Para tuloy-tuloy lang tayo, pare. Diba? Oo, ang dami nangyari sa basketball, nawala tayo, pare.
Ang dami naganap, pero gusto natin pag-usapan yung magaganap pa lamang na...
Yan. Ano ba yung magaganap pa lamang, EU?
Magsisimula na ngayong Sabado ang UAAP Season 88 Basketball Tournament.
Yun. Thank you.
Sa UST Pavilion, and yung unang mga laro ay Ateneo Blue Eagles, who finished 8th, versus the FEU Tamaraws, finished 6th last year, followed by the runner-up, DLSU Green Archers against the 4th placed Adamson Soaring Falcons.
Whoa!
And ganoon naman lagi yung UAAP pag nagsisimula. 8 versus 6, 2 versus 4, tapos the next day, 5 versus 7, and then 1 versus 3. And we start with the 8 versus 6 matchup. Yan nga, Ateneo versus FEU. FEU finished 6th last year. They nawala sila sa Final Four contention nung natalo sila sa UP. And they're returning with a mostly intact squad. But
talaga ba, pare? Parang hindi.
But
Okay.
Malaking kawalan ni VJ Pre, who was transferred to UP. Yan nga. Kaka-release lang ng roster nila kanina. Wala namang notable omissions. But
notable additions, pare, meron ba?
Ang notable addition lang para sa akin ay si Liam Salangsang na galing sa FEU Juniors. Tsaka si CJ Amos na kapatid ni Mason Amos. Naglaro siya actually para sa Lasal.
Amos, pare.
Naglaro siya para sa Lasal yung pre-season, but then nag-decide siya na lumipat sa FEU. It's a good decision on his part na rin kasi sobrang stuck ng Lasal pagdating sa guard. I think made-develop siya sa FEU. And with Coach Sean Chambers back at the helm. And I think actually I'd favor them against Ateneo. Totoo lang. This game. I know.
Tsaka pare, more or less aligned yung age niya sa age mostly ng FEU squad. No? Mostly young guns Rookies from last year. So, hopefully maging part ng core si CJ Amos moving forward.
Yeah, and hopefully hindi na ganun kabano sa free throw si John Ray Pasaol. Maalala niyo, na-miss niya yung crucial free throws last year laban sa NU. And with a year of experience under his belt, along with his fellow FEU Junior Tamaraws, I think they get this win over a retooled Ateneo squad. Marami ang nagsasabi na Final Four contender na uli. They have the potential to even get as high as second. Nakikita ko yung sinasabi. But for me, may kulang pa rin sa Ateneo. Hindi ko alam kung ano yun, pero may kulang. We're going to see the second year of Jared Bahay. We're going to see new players such as Divine Adili. Yun, grabe yung hype sa kanya as the new FSA of Ateneo. Kimani Ladi, who played really well in the Asia Basket. Nag-mythical 5 sila ni Ian Espinosa.
Nasabi nila pare, second coming of Danny Siegel daw.
Danny Siegel?
Oo, pare may mga nababasa akong ganun eh.
Ang nakikita ko pa lang sa kanya, parang carbon copy siya ni Kai Balungay with more potential for rim protection. Kasi meron na siyang outside shot, mahaba, lumilipad.
Alin ang mahaba, pre? Wingspan.
Yung wingspan niya, mahaba. And add to that, sino ko bang bago sa atin yun? Yung late na sumali, si Dominic Escobar at si Jaden Lazo. So, si Ladi, si Escobar at si Lazo, lahat sila one and done. So, ginagaya nila yung blueprint ng Lasal dati nung di nila matalo yung Ateneo. Na biglang kinuha sina Malonzo, sina Laput. So, yun. Kaya ang dami rin nakakasap sa Ateneo na ba't ginagaya niya yung blueprint ng Lasal dati, hindi naman yun. Kaya, kaya pabor ako sa FEU ngayon. Lalo na 2 years nang hindi tinatalo ng Ateneo ang FEU kahit gaano pa kung galing ng Ateneo. The last time Ateneo made it to the Final Four 2 years ago, 2 losses din sila sa FEU. Kaya I don't think the streak is going to end. Hopefully it does. Para tayong Atenista na. Pero I still have FEU take this game against Ateneo. Call me a pessimist, but that's how I see it. Ikaw ba?
Well, I wouldn't disagree with your take. Pero siguro the bias in me would say Ateneo just because, yun nga, sinabi mo rin bro, retooled roster to eh. So maraming that needs to be seen, but at least they're showing dun sa mga preseason games, dun sa other games they've played prior to the UAAP season. Parang exciting panoorin tong team na to. So, I'm rooting for Ateneo. I'm hoping they win. Pero I wouldn't discount the fact na malakas din naman talaga yung FEU.
So, yun nga yung first game, yung curtain raiser ng UAAP 88. And it will be followed by the game between De La Salle and Adamson. So, sila yung naglaban sa Final Four last year. Tinambakan ng La Salle yung Adamson na nakapasok lang kasi nagkalat talaga yung UE last year. UE just needed one win pero wala, hindi nila nakuha. And Adamson, they've won a lot of pre-season tournaments if I'm not mistaken. Parang ata yung nanalo sa Pinoy Liga, sa silang league within the Philippines na napanalunan. And I still think na mananalo pa rin ang Lasal sa kanila. Cedric Manzano is returning, Matthew Montebon is returning, Mati Erolon is back. But yun, iba pa rin talaga yung Lasal kumpara sa kanila. Yun, ikaw ba? Sino ang...
Pare likewise, feeling ko pare Lasal. I mean, expected to go at least sure finals ang Lasal this season. Yun yung ina-expect ng lahat to defend their title. Yun. So,
Tsaka excited na ako makita yung debut nung Residency 4 ng Lasal. Jacob Cortez, Kian Baclaan, Luis Pablo, and Mason Amos. Kahit na masakit ko dibdib yung Mason Amos na yan. Pero,
which are all, I mean, very talented players. Kaya iniisip, I mean, we won't discount the fact na nawalan sila ng Kevin Kiambao. But at the end of the day, there are 3 players that are coming in that would at least take on the load na nawala after niya umalis.
And ang hindi umalis na the odds makers have as the MVP favorite, nandyan ba sa kanila si Mike Phillips? Nakakalimutan
mga mukha mo pare. Ikaw yung odds maker pare.
Nakakalimutan ng mga tao na Yun, nandyan pa rin si Mike Phillips. The hype is more with Amos, Baclaan, and Cortez. Pero they go as far as Phillips goes, as far as his rebounding and his free throw shooting. Yung kung wala kwenta na naman yung free throw shooting niya, just like in the of last year's final, masisilat at masisilat sila. But I have Mike Phillips as the top MVP candidate. I have them winning this game against Adamson handily. So, yun. I think
There's a reason, pare, bakit pinasok nila sa coaching staff ng college si Renren Ritualo. It's to really work on yung free throw shooting ni Mike Phillips.
And the whole
build on that MVP season for him, which I think is very possible.
FEU first game, DLSU next game. And for the second play date of the opening weekend, is opened by UE versus NU.
Okay.
UE came within a game of making it to the Final Four. Probably had the worst off-season of any team. Nawala si Rainier Maga, Cruz Dumont, and Ethan Galang went to the pros. Sino po ba nawala sa kanila? Naiwan na lang si Momo Way. Si Momo Way at si John Abate. And they actually have a new point guard na nabasa ko sa spin, si Drayton Kawile. But for your starting point guard to be a walk-on, that would be really, really hard for UE to make any noise. Tapos bago pa yung coaching staff mo with Chris Gavina and co. They finished winless in the Phil Oil tournament. And actually, yung prediction ko, 1 win lang sila buong taon. And I don't think it's coming against this veteran NU squad.
So kung prediction mo, pare, 1 win, kanino manggagaling yung 1 win na yun?
Hindi ko makakaisa sila sa FEU. Parang may araw lang na sobrang init na naman ng 3-point shooting nila kasi hindi mapipigilan ng FEU. Yun lang. Yun lang yung panalo nila all year. But it's a rebuild. Hopefully in the right direction. Though I have to feel for Precious Momo Way. Kasi ilang taon na siguro walang tumagal siyang teammate na 2 o 3 taon. Tapos ito na naman, may rebuild na naman. So they do better than 1 win, but I don't think that win is coming against this NU team.
Squad. Yeah. Ako, for me, pare, if there's one thing that UE has somehow established, it's kaya nilang humugot ng talent, pare. Diba? The unknown players, pare, such as the Remogats, diba? Yun yung mga hindi mo aasahan, pero pare bigla na nang pupukol. So, they have the eye for talent. So, syempre, given that, let's not discount the fact na NU is also gunning for the Final Four. They have the talent to gun for the Final Four. So, feeling ko mahirapan ng UE, pero I'm at least looking forward to see sino sa kanila yung magsashine, yung unknown talent that they somehow was able to find. Pero ayun. And then I'm also looking forward to that Abate Momoe tandem. Diba? Hopefully they do rack up some wins, or at least they do challenge teams. And ayun, feeling ko NU tong game na to. I would agree with you.
And with NU, actually, prediction ko, magna-number 3 sila. Tingin ko sila yung magna-number 3. Jake Figueroa, Steve Nash Enriquez, and Jolo Manansala are in their final years. I think pati ata si Omar John last year na niya. And this is an NU Bulldog squad that has the experience, has the talent to go really deep. And feel ko sila yung may chance na makasulot sa UP sa second. Kasi feel ko Jake Figueroa in his final year will put up MVP numbers. And yun nga. People remember the NU players that go to UP. They forget na meron pa rin mga NU player na naiwan doon. Steve Nash. Yung mga kasabayan pa niyang pumasok na nabanggit ko na kanina. Laking kawalan na hindi nila na-retain si Collins Akowe from their high school rank. Pati si Miguel Palangka, sayang yun na nagawa na naman sila ng UP o nakuha na naman ng UP. But yun, given their pre-season performance, sila yung umabot sa finals ng PhilOil. I see them as high as third, possibly second. So I see this as an easy win for NU. Speaking of NU Bulldog, yun nga, yung famous NU players na lumipat ng UP ang siyang maglalaro pagkatapos nito.
Yeah.
So UP versus UST in what is a home game for UST. UP with their championship squad. Siyempre, laking kawalan ni Kagulangan, ni QMB, ni Francis Lopez, but yung mga babalik naman, si Harold Alarcon, Jerry Abadiano, Raylan Torres, Gani Stevens, who surprised in the preseason. Walking double-double siya. Tapos yung kapalitan pa niya, bago na yung FSA nila, si Francis Noruca. I see them, yun. Feel ko this is an easy win for UP against UST. Kahit na home court pa ng UST. Kasi people should remember, UST will be playing this first game without Fortsky Padrigao.
Yeah.
Who has to serve suspension for getting ejected in their last game last year. And a UST without Padrigao, even in their home turf, will be an easy win for the defending champion. Ikaw ba? Agree ka ba doon?
Yeah.
Or...
Pare, I couldn't agree more. I think you got all the bases covered. Makikita natin how integral Fortsky is to this UST offense. And I think even with Fortsky around, mahirapan na sila eh. Lalo pa ngayon na wala siya. So I think, yeah, I would agree with you. This would be an easy win. That's how I see it for UP. But hopefully, this would trigger UST to fight. And malay natin, di ba? Bilog naman yung bola eh. If there's something that could be said about basketball, it's anything can happen. And UST is capable. Their offensive game could actually it could take them places. So I'm hoping for at least a good fight. Hindi ko alam kung kaya nilang ilusot yung panalo. Sabi ko nga mahirapan sila. Pero if mag-init sila enough, at least I'm hoping for a tight contest.
Kung sabay-sabay mag-init sina Ice Danting, si Nick Cabanero.
Pa. Yes.
Ano ko to? Picture na to. Si Jello Crisostomo na sobrang hyped up nung pre-season kasi sobrang galing niya.
Malay mo pare, mag-init din si Coach Pido.
Ayun. And I'm excited to see how Collins Akowe fares. Will be his UAP debut against such a formidable squad, but I guess UP will still be too much to handle. We have FEU, LaSalle, NU, and UP winning their first matches over...
Well, Ateneo ako doon sa unang game.
Oh, well, sige. Ateneo ako. It's forever the pessimist, FEU ako dyan.
Yeah.
Then, speaking of Collins Akowe, naging mainit-init na usapan recently sa isang podcast, sa podcast ni Nivin Ganglani, ang
Si Collins Akowe, pare. Di, joke lang.
Ang issue ng FSAs. And one of his guests, Kinito Henson, actually mentioned that it would be better for the UAAP to do away with FSAs, as he called them, mercenaries, or people get paid to play. Nakakatawa dito, sinabi pa niya na not to be racist, not to be discriminatory. And then he proceeds to say something racist and discriminatory against such players. So, for someone with a job with BLSU, kung ikaw si Bright Duangco, si Henry Agonane, o si Moses Mandria, hindi ka ba maiinis na yung nagmamanage sa'yo, yan yung sinasabi. Parang, para sa akin, ng napaka-boomer nung takes niya. I get his point na mawawalan ng development ng locals. Kasi yung spot napupunta sa FSA. Pero if the player is good enough, or he wouldn't be at the bottom of the rankings sa team, di ba? Parang hindi naman kawalan na mawala siya sa development or mawala siya sa team. Yun, nakakairita, nakakalungkot. Kaya siguro itong si Jai Reyes, sinabi niya, ayaw mo ng ayaw mo ng isang FSA, ayan tuloy, next year, dalawa na. Biglang dalawa na yung pwede. Though, di ko lang sure kung pwedeng sabay silang nasa team. Or,
ang alam ko pwede.
Pwede. Pero parang may narinig ako na dalawa yung nakalista, pero isa lang yung pwede maglaro all throughout the game.
Per game.
One lang per game. Para kung may ma-injure man, tulad nung nangyari sa inyo dati, o last year kay Diasana, kung mangyari yun, merong ready-made na kapalit. So,
dapat yan pare, roleta kung sino yung maglalaro ng FSA, di ba? Tapos ang mag-ikot ng roleta, yung kalabang team. Para surprise talaga pare.
Pwede naman. Pero alam ko dahil sa ruling na yan, yung dapat FSA ng UST ngayon, si Peter Otang, yung second choice last year siya yung second choice last year. Dapat siya na yung this year, pero na-recruit niya si Akowe. So second choice na naman siya this year. Muntik na raw siyang umalis ng UST. Pero dahil kay Jai Reyes, dahil sa ruling na yan, dahil sa UAAP ruling for season 89, he decided to stay. So hopefully next year,
makalaro na siya. Ma-roster na siya.
Kasi, sana naman, unless may isa pang waiting in the wings ang UST, si Racine Kane, yung FSA nila sa juniors. So, matindi naman talaga ang competition kahit sa FSA. So, yun. Anong masasabi mo dun sa mga pinagsasabi ni Kinito?
Pare, feeling ko dapat FSA na lang lahat. Joke lang. Hindi. Ako, for me, gets ko kung saan nanggagaling si Kinito. Pero gets ko rin how pwede siyang maging backwards thinking na parang somehow FSAs increase the talent the league has. So it also forces the locals to be better. 'Di ba? Hindi lang dahil roster wise gusto nilang mapasok sila. Pero paano sila i-score sa 6'8", 6'11", 'di ba? So it prepares them for a career outside of the UAAP, 'di ba? Lalo na ngayon pare, ang dami ng opportunities not just 'di ba sa pro leagues natin like MPBL or PBA, but also abroad, which they would be facing more foreigners. Siyempre, actually, sira nga yung foreigner dun eh. So, 'di ba? So, somehow it prepares them for that. So, para siyang yung UAAP, 'di ba? Since college or technically, league siya ng mga universities. Dapat parang school siya na pine-prepare ka for the next step, which is what would be your means of living. So, hopefully, yun yung nakikita ko na parang it also prepares the players for the next level.
Agree. And yun nga, buti naman at yung FSA issue na to parang naisang tabi nung sinabi rin ni Jai Reyes na dalawa na nga yung FSA. And hopefully, mabawasan na yung mga nag-iisip ng ganito. Kung ganito mag-isip. Di naman
Feel ko dapat magkaroon ng FSA sa ganyang pag-iisip
Uy, wag mong banggitin uli yung FSA na lang lahat. Baka may mga team dyan na yun ang hindi malayo sa realm of possibility.
Sabi si Dakdakan pwede daw
So, ayun. So, we're excited for the games this coming weekend. Coming UAE competition. So, really excited to see paano ba mag-unfold itong season 88. So,
sana nag-enjoy kayo sa comeback episode namin, guys. And this is just the start. Diba? Marami pa tayo susunod episode. Pag-uusapan pa natin yung buhay ni EU sa susunod na episode. Joke lang. Pero yun, like, comment, subscribe, at huwag niyo kakalimutan to brush your teeth 3 times a day.